Telling you one of the two teams playing in that game is going back to the Super Bowl this year, but only one. The Patriots or the Seahawks? Who you got?
Well, I'm an ESPN employee now, Green. I hope it's the Patriots. And after what I just saw, the Red Sox might be in the World Series, too. Listen, you guys might know this. Drake Maye played a fourth Super Bowl. You might also know this. There's been a lot of items in the news about the Patriots. They're quite distracting. I think those two factors have colluded to make us forget how good Drake Maye was last year. I have an MVP vote. I voted for him. I thought he was that good, and I think we're going to get the better of him this year. I think he's going to be better than Caleb. I think he's on the way up. And I like Seattle, but I think it is New England playing in SoFi Stadium more likely than Seattle.
I'm going to tell you, I like that because it is an opinion that I don't get much up here. Yeah. Dominique, I feel like you are super high on Seattle and not so on New England.
They added A.J. Brown. I like them. The defense was great. The Patriots have a chance, but
what is A.J. Brown going to mean there?
No, I think A.J. Brown is a huge threat. Drake Maye, one of his best weapons is the deep pass. A.J. Brown can win contested deep balls. I think that's going to threaten the hell out of a defense. However, if you make me pick one of the two, I'm going with Seattle because speaking of defense, the defense was among the best, probably one or two with Houston in all of football, and they replaced their running back with another running back in Jadarian Price out of the draft. Their offensive line got better, and their offense towards the end of the year got better. I think this defense is going to be incredible. They haven't lost a step there. They're going to be really impressive. I would pick them if I had to pick one of the two, even though they're going to have to overcome the Rams, who seem unbeatable right now, even though we haven't played any games.
But we know they can do that, right? So they win the division last year. Rams and 49ers both have at least 12 wins. We've seen the Seahawks go through that gauntlet. Like it or not, the fact is the Patriots benefited a little bit last year from the schedule, from their path in the postseason. So I think I need to see them do it again against a tougher competition. Look, odds are neither one of these teams is going to be back.
You're right. Talk about it.
But if we have to pick one, I'm going to pick the one.
The conceit, the 50-50 conceit is that one of them gets there. And I think you touched briefly on what I think is a big point here. So, yes, we know Seattle could beat the Rams last year.
Yeah.
That was before the Rams added Myles Garrett and
all
maybe
those
Aaron Donald, too.
Yeah. It's July, though.
Right.
Like, we don't know who's going to get hurt.
Right. But you never know those things.
Agreed. The Rams are going to go into this season as Super Bowl favorites, and justifiably so.
Right.
But the Seahawks, we know, are not going to be scared of them. We know they can beat them head-to-head. We know they can beat them when it matters.
Well, so let me move on to the next one because it actually ties into where I was going to go, which is who are the other big boys in the AFC that the Patriots are going to have to get through? And so let's go to Graz, a 50-50 question for you. Joe Burrow's Bengals missed the playoffs last year. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs missed the playoffs last year. I'm telling you, one of them is getting back, and only one, 50-50. Which is it?
I'm picking the Bengals because their schedule sets up, and it looks like an easier one than the Chiefs have to face. We know that every other team in the Bengals division changed head coaches this offseason and is therefore, by definition, in some sort of transition phase, which they are not. We don't know yet how Patrick Mahomes is going to look coming off of his injury, how long it's going to take him to get back to, capital P, capital M, Patrick Mahomes. We know that Joe Burrow has a tendency to get injured. He's healthy right now, and everything looks great for the Bengals going into the season.
What do you think, Nate?
Yeah, I mean, the questions for the Bengals is not only can Joe Burrow stay healthy, but also can that defense do something, do anything, like put up some sort of fight. And they made some additions that I think will help them. I think you're right. My issue is not as much believing in the Bengals as much as I'm just worried about the Chiefs. The Chiefs needed help with weapons on offense, and they got Kenneth Walker, who's going to provide some explosive runs, but that's not what we were talking about. We were talking about a deep threat, someone who could make this offense scary again. And then you talk about the corners that the Rams picked up. They both left Kansas City. Like, Kansas City's corners the ones that they had success with last year are not there anymore. So I think that's an issue. They're aging. Their best weapon on offense is Travis Kelce, probably. He's not the Travis Kelce of old. Their best weapon on defense is Chris Jones. It's just an old team. And then, not to mention, Patrick Mahomes is coming back from an ACL, guys. Like, it's a real injury. You don't just wake up on week one and back to Patrick Mahomes.
Nick's going to be in the Chiefs documentary. I can't wait. We have it framed properly. I don't want to be in the shot, Greeny. I don't want to be in it. You also said yesterday, you cracked me up because you were talking about the Bengals plan, which is just like play really good offense and just kind of hope we play enough defense. I will still trust in Kansas City more than that formula.
Well, let's touch on that then and spin the two topics together.
Sure.
Because I think going into last season, there was a feeling of, and I know that feels like it's 1,000 years ago in the world in which we live today, it felt like the AFC was the varsity and the NFC was the junior varsity. And then the season happened and everything went completely the opposite direction. To your point, you never know what's going to happen in a season. Everything went the other way from what we expected. Buffalo wasn't as good. Baltimore wasn't as good. Kansas City wasn't as good. And suddenly these powerhouses in the NFC. So if we're talking about New England, circling it all the way back to the beginning, getting back to the Super Bowl, who are the biggest stumbling blocks? Who are the teams they have to get through? Is it Kansas City? Is it Cincinnati? Or are we now looking at a world in which it's Denver? And it's
I still think it's Buffalo, too, right there in their division with a brand new head coach, a new Josh Allen, maybe new abilities, new plays. I think we can't overlook Buffalo. I know they did the Buffalo thing they do every single year last year, but this could be a very potentially different Buffalo. And we've been saying that for 30 years. This year, I mean it.
Yeah, well, Jim Leonard's taking over the defense there, who I think is very highly thought of, and that's the question. And I feel like a broken record, but I feel like this league has become about who can play the best, most consistent, dominant defense, and that was not the Bills last year. The first foundation to any defense, honestly, the foundation to any football team, you ask any football coach, stop the run. It's the first thing you have to do, and the Bills were unable to do that last year. If they can do that this year, it's a whole different
I look at the AFC and I say these teams that emerged last year don't feel like they're about to go anywhere. Denver, I think, should still be good. The Chargers, I think, should still be good. The Jaguars won their division and got better as the year went along. So if you expect a Buffalo and a Baltimore and a Kansas City and a Cincinnati to bounce back, now you have the AFC that we were talking about a year ago with probably even more beefed up with teams that can be a real threat to win.
And Houston, who I think with that defense, if they had gotten anything at all from the other side of the ball. Okay, so that's the AFC picture, and then Nick, the last 50-50 takes us to the NFC side of it. Which team is going to win their division this year, reclaim, if you will, their division? The Cowboys or the Lions? 50-50, either or, who you got?
Yeah, I have to go with the Cowboys right here. Like, as much as I like the Lions on offense, I don't love what they were on defense last year. And I think you could say the same thing about the Cowboys, but they've answered some of those questions better than I think the Lions have. And Dak Prescott, I think, is going to play incredibly well. This might be the best offense in football. I like them they're in Dan's favorite division.
Right.
We know that they broke the repeat rule.
Oh, the Eagles win that division every year.
But we're going to go back to rotating around that division for teams who can win it.
Do we believe in the Cowboys? Do we believe in the Lions?
I believe in the Lions, Greeny. And I believe this. Here's a July prediction. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be your offensive player of the year. I think he's going to be that good. I love David Montgomery as much as the next guy. This, to me, has the feeling of a solo artist breaking out. And I mean, like, Beyonce from Destiny's Child. That big. I think he's going to have 300 touches. I think he's going to have 2,000 total yards. Stats, fantasy. And I think all the attention is on Chicago and maybe Green Bay and even Minnesota. The knee biters are like 4th out of 4, and I think they have the best player in the division. I think it's Detroit.
Finished 4th last year with a 9-8 record. So they get that 4th place schedule.
Yeah,
That's the cheat code. This is a team that was, in its down year, was still a very good, very difficult team to play. They changed offensive coordinators again. I think I like this move better than the one they made last year at that spot. So I believe Detroit will bounce back strong, and I think they win that division.
So does that make Amon-Ra Michelle? Like, if we're going to, I was trying to figure out who the rest of Destiny's Child is.
I don't think they're ready for that, Jelly. I mean, either way you cut it, the Jahmyr Gibbs.
I think you could definitely go sell me with the Lions winning their division. The problem is I feel like the Lions division is going to be tougher than the NFC East, which, again, these projections could be all wrong because you get Jaden Daniels back with some more help for the defense and with the Commanders in Washington. That could be a challenge. But the Giants, I think, have a little ways to go. There's no soft spot in the Rams division, in the Lions division.
Yeah.
Everyone in that division, I think, believes that they have a chance at winning the Super Bowl.
Matt, I thought that was interesting. When you had the DraftKings odds up to win the NFC North, I was interested to see that the Lions are the favorites. That actually would not have been my expectation.
I think it reflects the schedule.
Yeah, that's that big a thing, I guess. If
you look at their schedule versus the teams they play that these other teams don't get to play, it stands out.
Just if you look at the trajectory of the teams in the division, I think the common wisdom, conventional wisdom, is Bears going in this direction, maybe the Lions going in that direction. Las Vegas generally disregards the conventional wisdom. All right, we're just getting rolling 50 days to the start of the season. Here's another question. Should Lamar Jackson sign an extension right now or bet on himself? And if he waits, what happens if Baltimore's season falls apart? We're in it. Plus, talks of a breakaway are heating up. Is the